Hey guys, welcome to my Mac and Sue's YouTube channel. Today we're going to show you my everyday makeup wear. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my favorite moisturizer, which is from Kiehl's. It's an ultra facial cream. And I love this stuff. I've been using it forever. Super well balanced. Awesome yummy stuff. Just going to make sure the skin is nice and moisturized before we put anything on it. After the moisturizer, we're going to put on my favorite primer, which is from Hourglass. Super light, super easy, and it doesn't have like a fragrance to it, which is something I really don't like about primer. I use this for everything, so under my eyes and everything on my face. If you guys don't know what primer is basically something that you set in before putting in makeup so it looks non-cakey, it sets in, blends all together, and it stays put. I don't want any of that cakey nonsense going around later on. Hey, so now my primer is set in, and now I'm going to move on to my foundation. But I don't normally use heavy foundation for everyday wear just because my skin's really sensitive and I do tend to break out. I'm a natural girl, nothing's perfect. So I actually use this BB cream from the Body Shop. It's in number 2. I have like an olive skin tone. I have 3 different shades, but choose definitely the color for me. So if you have olive skin, this is definitely number 2, a good color choice. I love BB cream because it's not a super, like I said, a super heavy foundation. It goes on really light, it's kind of sheer. And I always use it with my beauty blender. Beauty blender has saved my life. Girls, get one of these. Serious. Alright. So you can either put it on your hand or on the beauty blender, either way. I usually just put it on the beauty blender, quick and easy. And now I'm just going to get it on. And what I love about the beauty blender is obviously it blends everything together so nicely, and it definitely doesn't leave that cakey makeup that every woman detests. And I definitely put this on full coverage for everyday wear. Everywhere, eyes, whole face. It's okay if you get a little bit on your lips because you can mesh that in with your everyday lipstick later on, keeping it kind of light and neutral. And that's how I like everyday makeup. I don't like smoky eyes and heavy other kinds of makeup that you see rolling around everywhere, which I'm like, guys, I mean, if that's your thing, don't get me wrong, but to me, everyday makeup wear should look effortless and like you don't really have that much on to begin with. And as you can see, I'm pretty much got all of this nicely blended in. Make sure you got lots of hair like me, and blend that upward into parts of the hair so it all comes together nicely. So after the BB cream, I usually, for coverage, I like to use a green colored concealer. This is really good for redness or breakouts, pimples, acne scars, anything that you want to minimize in terms of color. This is how you do it. Now you don't want it to be too thick. We're just going to put it on the spots you want covered, which my area is definitely cheek. And I always tend to get breakouts when the weather starts to warm up. Or if I'm stressed out. Fun times for me. But like I said, no one's perfect. I like to get some of that redness up around my nose. And then I like to actually use the Beauty Blender to blend it in. And I like to dab it in. I don't like to actually blend it in, unless it's around my nose. Like I said, you just don't want it to be too thick. It'll start to cake up on top of the rest of the makeup that you're going to put on. And there's different colors too that you can find. They have reds and purples for other different kinds of skin tone problems. Purple is for dullness, so if you've got any kind of skin area problems that look like they need a little brightening up, purple's the way to go. If you have severely horrible dark circles under your eyes, which, hey, like I said, I'll get those from time to time. I do myself. Red is a great color to put under the eyes. Even if you have like a nice red-orange blush kind of color, you can use that to get rid of the dark color under your eyes. Okay, so I just got a little sample here, but I'm going to definitely be getting some more of Anastasia, because her concealer is really, really high coverage, but it's super light. I'm using a concealer that's more towards tan skin because I've been out and about a lot lately, and it's starting, my skin tone or color is starting to change. So I'm using something with a little more warmth to it, just to kind of even out everything. And I use a little bit under the eye. Okay. Now my favorite brightener that I use is a Benefit. I love to use this under my eyes, and I also use it later to define my cheekbones when I'm contouring. But for now, I just I start with my eyes. Go downward to and then around the eye a little bit, just to kind of brighten that I'm so tired look on my face. I love my beauty blender. It took me forever to get one, and I finally did, and like I said earlier, it just changed my life. So as a contour, I love this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour. It is so easy to put on, and I love the fact that it is just 2 different shades. You got a highlight and you've got a contour, or a bronzer, I guess, if you will. They had 2 different shades, and I opted for the darker tones, just because, like I said, I'm starting to get a little tan, and during the summers, I do need a more darker everything. So, also the brush is kind of amazeballs. See that little dip in the middle there? So you can apply both at the same time. So here we go. We're just going to I love this brush because it's such a nice blending brush for contouring. I feel like a lot of contouring I see, it's just so dramatic, which, you know, don't get me wrong, I love dramatic. But like I said, for everyday wear, it just doesn't make sense to me. Look at that nice little highlight there. And I'm going to add a little bit more highlight and everything later. Here we go with some more contouring. I like to do this on my temples. Contour my temples and the side of my face. Connects the other contour on my cheek. Just almost go downward. Now I'm going to do the edges around my forehead. This gives your forehead a smaller forehead, contouring this way. I mean, who wants a big forehead, right? Okay. And like I said before, I literally don't have any ridges on my nose. So this I also use to define. This is like an old trick that my mom taught me when I was a little girl. You can put a little bit, do like a little V shape down here. I got like a little line on my nose. I want to just shape that a little bit. I feel like it gives my nose more definition. And then I also actually contour my jaw a little bit. Gives your cheeks and jawline more definition, which is always a good thing. Okay. Now on to a little bit more of highlighting. And I use this brush for everything because it all blends in really nicely. And it's just like super favorite of mine right now. I'm not really like a big L'Oreal gal, but while their Infallible stuff is amazing, I'm going to show you their Infallible eyeliner next, which is like the most amazing way to do a wing cat eye. I'm like totally into this strobing technique lately, which I'm going to put a little bit more on. Also highlight my chin. Around my lip. And also there, in between. Still gonna continue blending. I'm now gonna put on my blush. And this is a blush from Cargo, and it's kind of got like a coral orangey pigment to it. I got it broken, so I can't show you all of it. Accident prone. And I don't like to use too much. I actually, since this is cracked and everything, I use the top of the lid. It's got like a little bit of residue, and it's really a good way to put on blush lightly. As you can see, even like that, you see a little bit of color on the brush. Yeah. And I just like to put it on the apples of my cheeks. Give it a nice sunny glow. So I'm going to continue highlighting, and I love this Benefit What's Up brightener. It's got kind of like a creamy, but like sheerness to it. And I love this on the top of my brow. Down here and outward. And to do there in the corner of my eyelids, and then I like to do it about here. Showing mostly. Down we go, a little bit more, chin area. Don't worry, we're gonna blend all this in. Okay. And like I said before, I like to use my brightener, Benefit brightener makeup again, just to redefine the bottom here. And I just feel like this gives the contouring a little bit more of a separation between each other. That way you can just see more definition. I like to continue with my beauty blend, so I'm going to just blend this out, all of my What's Up. Like I said, it's pretty sheer. It's got a really nice tinted glow to it. So now I am going to set everything in. I use my NYC, it's a Smooth Skin Parfait Radiance. It's a perfecting powder. So I use this with my bigger set and brush. This is from Hourglass. The same thing as my primer. And I get like a lighter color to my skin. I feel like it just all blends everything really and sets everything really well. I just start from the chin and then I work my way outward. I know a lot of you girls really like that dewy Korean skin. And I do too, but I have pretty oily skin, so I like to keep it matte and clean as much as I can, just because my skin just tends to naturally get that like fondue glow. So I just like to set everything in at the start of my day, and that way it just is more well balanced out throughout the day. Obviously I do touch-ups a little bit here and there, depending on how hot and ridiculous it is in the city, which if any of you girls live in New York City during the summer, you feel me on that. Okay, so as you can see, everything's just really nicely blended in together. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows. And I love this brush. I have no idea where in God's name I got this brush. Excuse the dog hair. I use this not only for mascara, but as a brow brush, and I use this bottom winged tip brush as my eyebrow brush. Like I said, I have no idea where I got it from. I'm pretty sure it was from the drugstore. So I have this Sephora palette for your eyebrows. It's got 2 different shades. It's got more of like a reddish color and then a darker blackish color. So I like to use the darker one. And then it's got a translucent cream that kind of keeps your hairs in place, your eyebrow hairs in place, which I don't really use because I trim my eyebrows, but if you're a girl that likes longer eyebrows and you don't trim them, that's perfectly great to use for your eyebrows. I'm just gonna fill them in ever so subtly. I really freak out when I see like overly done brows, you know, like Kim Kardashian brows, where you're like, dude, seriously? I just feel like they're too much. I like to keep it as light and natural looking as I can without going too overboard, too far to the dark side. And I love this brush. It's like the best applique for filling in your brows. And I just ever so slightly brush from in to out, just to kind of blend that color in a little bit more. And then I go back and just fill in empty spots I see. Just a little more color. I know a lot of you use brow gels and all that stuff. I still have yet to try it because, as you can see, I'm like so happy with the way this is. I just like the simpler the better for me. I'm gonna do the other one. So I have a great question, by the way, since I'm doing this, but I don't know if you girls have ever run into this problem, but when you sleep on one side of your face one too many days or nights, and your eyebrow gets kind of scrunched up, if you know what I'm saying, the hairs aren't straight and they're like in all sorts of different crazy places, which of course a shower and washing your face will always help, but I feel like sometimes there are a few stubborn strands that just do not want to cooperate with you. So my question is what kind of products should I get to kind of fix that? I mean, I know I have like this cream here, but it's not really that durable, to be honest, which is another reason why I don't use it as much. Back to the L'Oreal Infallible. This is the super slim eyeliner from L'Oreal. Like I said, it's a 12-hour hold. It's a liquid eyeliner, and what I love about it is its applique. So it's super easy to put on. I know there's so many tricks to do a winged eye, but I just love doing it the old-fashioned way. I like to get under the eye. Favorite eyeshadow kits is the Naked Kits from Urban Decay. They are great for any kind of build up for an eye, from natural to smoky eye to even like crazy artistic if you want. But my favorite ways to use this naked 2 is actually just natural. I use a Q-tip to apply the bottom lid to my eye, and I'm going to use a Verve, which is like the most silver color, and I just get it on the cotton ball or Q-tip. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna touch face. So I'm gonna use the beauty blender, and I'm just gonna like pull the eye down a little bit. And right here, I'm gonna apply. Catch any loose powder as well. And as you can see, don't panic if you get it in your eye, but see the difference? Well, I mean, I think it looks better. Get the corners of my eyes a little bit. So I got a sample of the bareMinerals Lash Domination. It's a petite precision brush. It is super awesome. I love how small it is. Just so if I travel with it, it's easy to bring with me. And I like to just wiggle upward. Do a little bit on the bottom. I usually don't do the bottom if I'm like in a major hurry. I just feel like it's a little too twiggy for my take, but since I have the time right now. And then my trusty eyelash curler. Great tip if you have trouble curling your eyelashes and they just are totally stagnant and they do not want to cooperate with you. Heat this bad boy in front of a blower dryer for a couple of minutes. It's nice and warm, and it will definitely help get those babies curling. I push down and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think it's funny how every girl has like a different method to her madness. And the lipstick that I love to use is from Almay, and it's a tea berry color. I've had this for years. I don't even know if they make it anymore. As you can see, I'm like down to the last bottom of the thing. But I love it. So, it's just got like a really nice pinkish color for so there you have it. This is my everyday makeup. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel at MaQ and Suze. Thanks for watching. Bye!